the one and the only, the triple, the G.O.D, live on Team GRF TV. I'd like to welcome you guys back to another installment of Triple the Guy Speaks on. And yo, My Little Pony Friendship is Magic Season 8, Episode number 6, Surf and or Turf. And well, this is going to be a little different, seeing as our ultimate resolution, where usually I have some way to tell you guys about the moral of the story, but given again the resolution of how it ultimately ended up was, I'm kind of like, how do I get there? Because the way I was going to come at this was a little different than how we ultimately got to the resolution of how Terramore made a decision about whether you want to fly high in the sky or you want to swim so deep below. So, let's see. If I want to get to Resolution Land, how do I get there? Okay, I'm thinking. Give me a second. I can figure this out. Okay. Well, to give you the highlights of the episode, the Cutie Mark Crusaders get summoned by the map, you know what I'm saying, to go to Mount Aris, and Twilight Sparkle goes with them, and then, you know, flying and swimming and flying and swimming, and then a decision. That's about the episode. However, I wanna throw y'all a different angle at this, like, because I think it's the only way I can really get something meaningful out of this review is if I switch styles on it. I want you guys to take a look at the episode a bit differently, a bit skewed, if you will, not even given the ultimate resolution of how Terramore made the decision of it's the best of both worlds. I'm not finna sing Hannah Montana. I forget the damn song. That show was very, very good at a time when shows were very, very good, when I still used to care about shows like that. So, yay, Hannah Montana. It's the best of... Look, okay. Remember, where are we? Skewered angle at resolution. Think about it like this. I know you guys have been in situations similar to what Terramore's been in, where you gotta make a choice, and you ask opinions, and you sit up here and you gather the information, and you do what you can to get that. In this instance, you got Sweetie Belle and you got Scootaloo, right? And you have two different thoughts on the science there is of Sweetie Belle's like, yo, harmonizing heights, everything's a song, you should stay here forever. Scootaloo's like, swim, because I can't really fly, and that's the thing the show ignores when it feels like it, but I feel at home here. But think about what I just said in both instances, though. How they feel. Not giving, and what's the word I'm looking for? A non-biased opinion about someone who is trying to make a decision, who is utterly and completely torn because you got family in the mix. Again, part of our ultimate resolution was Terramore understanding when both Skybeak and Oceanflow was like, you don't have to make a choice. You can do what you've been doing. We won't love you any less. You don't have to feel any less about yourself, about where you want to be, because no matter where you are, you will always be surrounded by love and kindness and all that good stuff that makes flowers and rainbows and all that stuff. But I really honestly think that is how I can really come at this episode, because when, even though, like I said, that this was a CMC highlight episode, glowing map thing, let's be sea ponies, harmonizing heights, and a song. That was the episode. Because again, it's like, it took them a couple of minutes, like, usually, and I'll say this, just on some, I noticed this. Like, a lot of times, when I watch this show, because I know ultimately I'm going to hop on the mic, and I'm going to do what I do, I'm sitting up here already trying to figure out what I'm going to say on a mic, like, long before the show gets to the point that I'm trying to get to. So I'm sitting up here like a bloodhound, trying to snuff out the moral, trying to figure out like what it is so I know how I'm coming at this. It kind of blindsided me for a tad that Terramar was going to be the one with this issue that the CMC was going to have to solve. But then, like, right when he said it, it was like, oh, now that makes sense. And then the episode did what it did. So, honestly, in existence, I don't really think that there's really a moral through line to get to the ultimate end of, hey, well, the hippogriffs up here and the sea ponies over here, we gonna meet in the middle and have a picnic or whatever, and this is gonna help you solve your problem because we love you no matter what you do. You can fly with me, you can chill with your moms, you can do whatever you do, but do what makes you happy. That's the moral through line. But the show took a lot of turns to get to that point when most of the time it's pretty straightforward of what we're trying to get at here. Like, as soon as they sat up here and said, well, I don't know whether I want to be on land or under the sea. Under the sea, I'm going to run that. However, in that, as soon as they said that's what it was, is I want to see how y'all make it to the moral. The thing is, the show didn't quite look at the situation of how this was Sweetie Belle and Scootaloo's fault, even though they was like, yeah, we're the reason that Terramar ran away and he wants to sit on a tree now, and that's okay. But the show didn't sit up here and make the two of them take enough responsibility for confusing the boy even more when you ultimately knew where this was going to end. I don't really think that even though the CMC are who they are as the trio champion of helping people with cutie marks and friendship problems or whatever, I don't even think they saw the whole you can do both. But then at the same time, Terramar the whole time is giving them I want to do one or the other, and like even giving that, like, not one of them asked at any point, yo, you can just continue to do what you're doing. Like, but then if you set up her and offer that as an option, you don't really have much of an episode to really work with. So when you really think about it from the whole, we have to fill 20-something minutes of cartoons for children to watch and adults like me to continue to enjoy, to talk about what the moral is, and the through line to it is you have to fill time. And that's something that I've honestly been noticing about the show lately. Is the show will do things on purpose because you have to make it stretch to make the moral stick. And I've been waiting to say that, but this is an episode where you are in a shining example of we gotta sit up here and we gotta make this stretch because the show is not giving the character the option that they need to get to the through line, but we have to sit up here and you have to investigate everything first. And I don't really think that's a point of that we're writing for anything other than what it is. But when you think about it that way, it's like, with this information in my head, I'm probably from now on going to watch the show a little bit more differently. Now, I'm not going to enjoy it any less, but again, I watched this and ultimately for it to turn into one of these, so I have to watch it a little differently than I would if I was just sitting back being, well, okay, here's an episode of the show. I like, oh, well, the show's over. I'm going to go about my business. I have nothing further to do, anything extracurricular having to do with anything that I've just watched. I explain this a lot on different things I review, but it's true. So I guess I'm glad this episode happened because it's been reinforcing what it is that the show wants to do, how it wants to do it, and how it wishes to attack it. So then in trade, I have to come at it a bit differently. So I learned something too. So the moral of the story is, the through line to the ultimate moral for me to get on the mic, for me to spit that hot venom, as I do better than anybody in the business, is not as straight through as you may think, because even though that this is a show aimed for children, it is very nuanced. And that's why we love it. See? And there you go. Problem solved. The day is saved thanks to the one and the only, the triple, the G.O.D. So, with that being said, let me go ahead and get y'all up out of here, man. You know I am. I'm the one and the only. the triple, the G.O.D. And I'd like to thank all of you for joining me for another installment of Triple the God Speaks On. And with all of that being said, I'll holler at you guys next time, man. Peace out.